So, what do you think is holding back or constraining Tesla's market value right now in the stock market? I mean, it closed on Friday at 323, which is up from its March low of 230, but it doesn't seem to be able to get a lot of momentum of late. Uh, that you could argue either side of that coin, frankly. It did get up to 348 in the last 2 weeks, but that pales by comparison to the 426 high that we experienced back in December. So, what is constraining the stock performance, in your opinion?
So, first thing before I answer that is I gotta thank you for actually knowing your topics. That's one thing I love about your show is it's like you bring on an expert and I'm listening to two experts, and that's wonderful.
Well, you're very
So
kind to
the
say
thing with
that. I need to get a life, I guess, because I really actually love doing this stuff.
so the answer is right now the price to earnings ratio is too high for the stock market. There are a lot of emotional investors. They will buy it even if it's too high. They will sell it even if it's too low. Humans doing human things. One thing we've seen over the last year is a lot of long-term big dollar investors say, you know what, for personal reasons, I'm going to go ahead and take my profit and call it a day. But what we've seen in equal numbers is institutional investors finally getting in. Tesla at one point was only 30%, like a year and a half ago, was only 30% owned by institutional investors. That's hedge funds, that's retirement funds, that's mutual funds. Uh, so that has shifted. It's now 60% institutional investors. Those folks are far less likely to make an emotional decision. They only care about the numbers. So what we're going to see in not this quarter, I suspect, but in the next year, 2, 5, what we're going to see is a growth in those earnings that would justify higher and higher stock price because we've got not just the best-selling car in the world to look at, but this tidal wave of rideshare, basically, of an autonomous taxi. This doesn't just stand to eat into the market of Uber and Lyft and taxis. The price will be lower per mile. That will make the market expand. I drive to the airport because an Uber from my house would be $150 each way. You got to be cheaper than parking, or I'm not going to do it.